Hi, I'm Turkey Leonard III, and today I'll be talking about a post-mortem on EYESTAR hypothesis, where I will talk about my thoughts about its ending and what my progress is on my whole artistic career. Well, it's not that serious, but let's get to it. So let's start off with some history. So it started in January 2024 and ended in July 2025, so roughly a year. uh, January 2024 was when I started to do some like space animations with like spaceships and stuff, and I realized I could make like UFOs, like actual UFOs look kind of real without needing like hyper realism or like simulation based physics in like Blender or whatever. So I decided to, because there was like a lot of UAP coverage at the time, like the disclosures and whatnot of like the Navy videos. I thought it would be a kind of like interesting thing to like to talk about, or like to put into my new series. So style inspiration is very Marble Hornets-esque, vlog based horror, but also it has like a lot of like the footage horror, which is like uh, my friend left me all this stuff and I'm going through it, which is like very obvious if you watch my videos. If you watch the series, it's like very obviously inspired by Marble Hornets series, season 1. So so the limitations of this like series was kind of like how much I knew about Blender at the time, and over the year I've gotten quite okay with it, learning about like physics and texturing and lighting and all that stuff. But that'll be for a different slide. So Sony Vegas 13. I'm still using Sony Vegas 13. It's the same one I used for CHS, as it's 10 years old. I can't be bothered to learn any other or upgrade the version. On the screen are some like visuals of like the raw like visuals of my models. Oh yeah, yeah. It's like all this footage stuff that I did for the series is all myself. I try to do as much of uh, DIY modeling rather than look for like online assets and stuff. Textures is mostly online, but the models themselves were mine. Next slide. Okay, skills evolved. So this I'm going to be covering like what skills I learned over this year of doing EYESTAR. Number one is Blender. Uh, Blender, I knew how to use Blender before, but I think I managed to evolve that skill into a like better workflow. So like render speed optimizations and like how should I manage my files. So for example, I've got a file for like just like renders, and then a file for like animation, like images, like the frames, then also another file for like assets, and I could like organize it so that I knew what assets are where. Some technical stuff, live, volumetric, texture and motion. These were all like different minor skills that I needed to like put together in order to make the footage look real, like it's actually shot on a camera or shot on a mobile phone. So like bit crushing, limiting the bit rate for renders and stuff. So it's actually quite a lot of combination of different minor skills. Also, one big thing was motion tracking. If you notice, like certain footage is actually motion tracked to like the room footage of my bedroom, which was, I tried to make it as simple as for myself as possible, like still shots, no like dynamic movement, which is like very hard to do actually. So I'm kind of glad that I learned, like I jumped into this like different aspect of animation and Blender. It's kind of interesting, and I'd like to do more of it in the future. Um, so number two, story writing. I am actually kind of dissatisfied with what I've done so far as a product. It feels like a step back from my previous work. It's like a bit more incoherent, and I think it's a lackluster in certain areas and needs further refining. I think I needed more time or more thought put into it, and I feel that this is one of my weakest skills overall. I'm a very technical person. I can like go do hours, put hours into a certain like technical skill and make it like really as like up to my standard, but for writing it's like really hard. I don't know why it's been always been a hard thing for me. Okay, number three, live action. So this is like my first time doing like proper live action like stuff. For example, wait, let me drink some water. For example, like the finale, um, I had to do some prop work, which was like I made a corpse with plastic bag and boxes and towels, and I spent like a few hours at like midnight to film the whole thing in one sitting. Also, this is my first time doing like my own voices for for part of the project, which was pretty hard for me to do because I don't like my voice. It's something that's not natural to me. Yeah, so it's first time for everything. Yeah. Also, like in terms of acting, I try not to be. I try to be as natural as possible, which is like super hard because I didn't want to have any clearly contrived scenes like framing for footage or whatnot. I wanted to be as naturalistic as possible, which I don't know whether I've done it properly. Or whether I've like gone too far and acted like no acting at all, which is like I don't know. It's hard for me to tell. Also, now bit that actually live action is actually the simulated IRC chats. Oh, I misspelled that thing there. It's IRC chats, which is like I use the like I don't remember what it's called. ADIRC. It's like a free modern IRC thing. So I had one on my laptop and then one on the main computer, and I pretended to be like typing to each to different persons, which was kind of fun to do. Yeah. Okay. So let's go through my critical assessment, which I'm going to be very harsh on myself because, real talk, I feel like this was pretty underwhelming artistic performance, of no fault but my own. Like I thought I had like the foundations down, but I found I was lacking in my writing skill, my planning skills, like these stuff that I did not foresee needing more work on. Like I thought it's like all Blender and like, oh, how do I make this footage look nice? Actually, it's planning that is like that I suffered the most in. So like for my story and structure, I felt the theming was too shallow, too simple. There's no meat. Compared to my previous project, which had like great wrap up and theme, this one was a bit too erratic, a bit too shallow. Yeah, a bit too thin. The I don't know how to explain it. It's just a bit too skin thin to be good. And the point is like highly technical art, but for what purpose? Which is like means nothing. Like highly technical art means nothing without a good story. So I put this there, 1 year wasted question mark, which is like, is it really 1 year wasted? I don't know. Like the whole thing that wraps up is like, unfortunately, I feel disappointed in myself. Like I feel I definitely could have done better. Again, it feels like I've squandered another opportunity to like evolve even more, or elevate my own like work somehow. Uh, okay, it's gonna be a short ending. This last slide, conclusion. I have nothing to do but move forward with future creative projects. It can only get better if you try your best. This is what I'm trying to tell myself, that definitely I do not want to be a one-trick pony. And whatever you've done, it's something you've learned in the past and something that you can bring forward into the future, even though it's like not satisfying or you feel like it's a mistake or whatever. So this is definitely not something I'm gonna delete or like throw away or like disavow. It's just something I'm just gonna leave it up. It's gonna be there. I'm still definitely proud of my technical artistry on certain footage. I'm going to put it up on the screen. The VHS, the tape thing of the tube flying and then the phoenix lights, which my friend Dash K, who's done Hi Mary Mary, she happily provided the voices for that. Which is like one of the first times I ever asked someone else to help me do a voice. I'm very glad. I'm very thankful for her help throughout the whole series and all the encouragement and all that as well. Okay, okay. There's one last thing. Metrics are important, but not everything. So this is like my own fault. I did not know how to promote myself. This is like a skill that I also have to learn. Promoting myself, being like unashamed at promoting myself. I feel like it's like I feel like a very like shy kind of way. I do not like to say, "Oh, watch my stuff." I just put it there, whatever. If someone watches it, whatever. So I can't really blame anyone but myself for not having like really good views or high views or whatever. But that doesn't mean that no one watched it. You know, I'm very glad and grateful for those who watched my series, subscribed to me, and gave me some feedback, of course. Uh, so I cannot be discouraged, no matter what. And uh, yeah, I just have to keep moving forward. Even though this wasn't my best art, my best work, I'm still somewhat proud of it. Uh, and I'm glad I can look at this from like from after it's ended, and then like keep moving forward instead of like being stuck in this loop of like, oh, I'm unhappy, I shouldn't be doing more things. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it. That covers everything, and thank you for watching. If you do watch it, thank you for watching.